Thanks for tuning in to Steel City Football. The 4-1-2. It's a great day to be a Pittsburgh Steeler. Let's jump right in. I am thrilled right now. I'm ecstatic. This is the happiest I've been in a very long time. You know why? Because the real George Pickens showed up for the Dallas Cowboys last night. The George Pickens that I always knew he is and would be and will continue to be. Mike Florio, are you going to wear his jersey now to get some street cred? And George Pickens is the best receiver in the league, and the Pittsburgh Steelers were absolutely wrong for letting go of George Pickens. Now, there's been signs all along this whole season leading up to this moment for George Pickens and the Dallas Cowboys. He's been late to games, practices. He was doing stupid things at the beginning of the year. Last night, he looked hungover or high. I don't know what the hell was going on. But I absolutely love every single second of it. I absolutely love it. And you know why I love it? You know what? You're going to say you're an evil person. You want to see another human being fail. You have no compassion. You have no empathy. That's what you'll say. No, you know why I love it? Because when this clown was a Pittsburgh Steeler and the city welcomed him with open arms and everybody wanted him to be successful, Coach Tomlin, his teammates, Art Rooney, the city, the fans, everybody. What did George Pickens and his father do? They took a big dump in everybody's face and nothing was ever good enough. And that's why I'm absolutely ecstatic that the real George Pickens showed up like I knew he would. And trust me, it's only going to get worse. I've been saying this all along. This will be the last stop in the NFL for George Pickens. After the Cowboys, it is over. I made videos before George was even traded. I said the next team that he goes to, when he leaves the Steelers, this will be his last stop in the NFL. Let's jump into the video and check out this, wonderful play from the narcissist himself, George Pickens.
George Pickens didn't even attempt to try and catch the ball. Late in the fourth down, 2 scores, Dak throws it deep to Pickens, who confusingly doesn't even try to make a play, watching the ball land right near his feet. Pickens was getting called out online for lazy play, like a ball getting intercepted off his hands and not running very hard or showing much effort.
I'm sure George would tell you it wasn't his best game. I think he would just say that this game wasn't up to his standard. I'm sure he'll own it, and I know he'll be better.
He'll own it, Dak? I guess you haven't been paying attention. That's one thing George and his father never do. They don't own anything. It's always somebody else's fault. If you really expect George Pickens to take accountability for anything, you haven't been paying attention, Florio. Are you going to bash Art Rooney again for letting this clown go? Are you going to bash Mike Tomlin again for letting this clown go? It was one of the better coaching decisions that Coach Tomlin has ever made in his career, along with Kenny Pickett. I always got to bring that up. But I got news for you, Dak. He's not going to own anything.
George Pickens didn't even...
Look at that face. That's hungover, high, or drunk. That's what that is. So you can say whatever you want. Hey, Florio, put on the jersey. Let's get some street cred. I was pounding the desk for George Pickens. Right. I would literally rather have Ben Skowronek starting over George Pickens for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Calvin Austin, every single receiver that we have right now, never mind DK Metcalf, even our second, third, and fourth guy, I would rather have every single one of those players that appreciates their opportunity in Pittsburgh, appreciates the fans, appreciates their paycheck, respects the organization, respects Coach Tomlin, respects Art Rooney, than George Pickens. Wonderful human being. And all the enablers. Oh, George isn't a bad guy. Right. Sure, he's not. All about George 24/7. You know what George Pickens needed? Instead of everybody kissing George's ass like they all, George, you are so lucky you did not play for the Steelers when Greg Lloyd was around, when Rod Woodson was around, when Kevin Green was around. Because you know what would have happened? They would have dragged you to the back of the locker room. They would have put it on you so bad that I assure you that would have been the greatest thing that ever happened in your career, because after that, you would have known how to act. You wouldn't do this. You wouldn't do this if you had to answer to Greg Lloyd in that locker room. I assure you, all the stunts that you pulled in Pittsburgh, oh, too bad you didn't play with Mr. Lloyd. Too bad that didn't happen, George. Because we wouldn't have to, I assure you, you would not be acting the way you are now. You got to hear this Kimberly Martin clip on ESPN talking about Coach Tomlin. She says that Coach Tomlin needs to be celebrated. Well, Kimberly, what are we actually celebrating? Steelers haven't won a playoff game in 10 years. But Coach Tomlin should go somewhere where he's celebrated. See, this is the problem with a DEI type of mentality. You should be applauded for your ethnicity or whatever you want to be applauded for, your sexuality. But I'm just curious, Kimberly, what should we celebrate about Coach Tomlin? What has he done in the last 10 years that he deserves to be celebrated? I mean, it's just idiocy. Like Jason Whitlock said, it's just feminizing Coach Tomlin. That's what it is. And this is why you can't watch ESPN. This is why it's unwatchable garbage, because they have to put a female in every segment and something like this will come out of their mouths. And then the men around the table will be forced to sit there and just, all because they're afraid to lose their job. Let's listen to this idiocy.
If I'm Tomlin, I want out. If I am Tomlin, because you're not going to boo me and say, fire me all these years and then think you're going to get better than me. Like, I want to be.
We can't boo Tomlin and think we're going to get better than him? Really? Really, Kimberly? We're not allowed to boo him? No, we should all worship Coach Tomlin. He's a god, right? No, there could never be a better coach out there. Coach Tomlin, he's the only answer to the Steelers' problems. That's it. And how dare you boo him, even though our defense is ranked 30th in the league. The pass defense is 31st. We just got destroyed by the Buffalo Bills. I think we've lost every home game but the Colts game. Hey, but listen to Kimberly here. She really knows football. I'm sure she got her job for her football IQ.
Where I'm celebrated. And if you guys aren't sure about me, it's time for me to go. That's how I personally feel.
Right.
But
Yeah, that's how a woman thinks, Kimberly. Coach Tomlin is a man in the most masculine sport there is. And of course, Greenberg. Right. Oh, yeah, absolutely, Kimberly. Oh, I'm terrified to disagree with you right now. I don't want to get a pink slip in my ESPN locker and not have a job by the end of the segment, so nobody could tell her that she's a complete idiot. But I will. You're an idiot.
He loves that the fans are booing him. He loves that it's almost like the world against us. Now let's show who we are. The problem is the players. It's just.
Oh, hold on. Coach Tomlin loves to lose games, so it could be them versus the world. No, I think Coach Tomlin would rather be winning, Kimberly. Oh, Coach Tomlin loves to lose because it makes it for him versus the world. What a story. What a crock of shit that's coming out of your mouth. No, the preparation for the game, that's enough. If you're doing all these hours of preparation, you expect to win. I want to win. I'm sure Coach Tomlin wants to win. Oh, yeah, you know what? Let me lose on purpose so I can make it us versus the world. Idiot. Just an idiot. I'm sure they're paying her $3 million a year to be a complete idiot.
Not working right now.
And this is
okay. All right. Whatever, man. It's just like I watched the clip because I saw her coach talking about Coach Tomlin. ESPN is unwatchable with the woke idiocy and garbage. It's just racist. Ryan Clark has totally destroyed ESPN to begin with. So it's just, she should not have a job. Oh, yeah. Coach Tomlin needs to be celebrated. Really? We haven't won a playoff game in 10 years, but Coach Tomlin needs to be celebrated. The season's about to be over if the Steelers lose to the Ravens. We're 6-6, with arguably the worst defense in the league. But Coach Tomlin deserves to be celebrated, and how dare you boo him? Wow. Whew. Bruce Arians reveals the moment he knew something was seriously wrong in Pittsburgh. You know, he's talking about how many opposing teams' fans are in the stadium and fans booing Renegade. And that is true. I've heard the seats that I always buy behind the Steelers bench are from season ticket holders. And I've heard this from multiple people throughout Pittsburgh. They're not going to a game again until Coach Tomlin is gone. And excellent seats on top of that. There's plenty of fans that feel that way. Like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. The fan base wants to be re-energized with a new hire. And you really can't blame them at this point. And let me tell you a story about Renegade, how important it is. And I love hearing people that have never been to a Steelers game like, it's just a stupid song. It's not just a stupid song. So I'm sitting there and Renegade comes on and I look a little bit to my right and there's a guy and the song comes on. He's got to be in his 70s and he looks up into the sky and he gets this big smile on his face and he starts doing this dance and like you just had to see it, right? You had to see the excitement in him when the song came on. And I look a little bit further past him, like to his right, and I'm looking down and there's a man and he's got an oxygen tank on his face. And I don't know what his issue was. He was a little bit older, but he appeared to be in pretty good shape. He wasn't super heavy or whatever. So I'm assuming he had a serious medical problem. And it was pretty cold at the Colts game. And the song comes on and he's like, you should see the smile on his face. You should see him dancing and he stands up and he's doing his thing. So for everybody that thinks that it's just a stupid song and it doesn't mean anything, when the Steelers fans boo Renegade, you have no clue what you're talking about. You have no clue what that song means to the fan base and certain fans and how much joy it actually brings them. And my suggestion to you is before you say that, maybe you should attend the game and see for yourself. And with that being said, thanks for tuning in to Steel City Football, the 4-1-2.